Everybody, welcome to the Culture Connects, brought to you and sponsored by Culture Shifts Media. I am your host, Marcus. Some people call me Mr. Victory or nothing. That's what that's for. Some people call me the Marcus of Ceremony. Tonight, y'all can call me y'all host. I am here with a wonderful lineup of people. We're going to let them introduce themselves in a second, but just to give you an idea, I got a couple Grammy Award-winning artists, songwriters, collaborators, whatever you want to call them, in Miss Kia Bennett and Ahrel Lumzy. And then I have the director, the writer, the producer of the wonderful movie Masquerade, which you all can see on Amazon Prime right now. Give it up for Mr. Justin Williams. How's everyone doing today?
Great.
Blessed. Oh, come on, give me a little bit more, people. Come on. How's everyone doing today?
We good.
That's what I like to hear. Well, as promised, I'm going to give you all a chance to say something before we get started. So feel free. We'll go ladies first. We'll start with Kia. Kia, you can introduce yourself to the audience. Tell them about yourself, what you do, why you're here, why you're looking at me with those beautiful eyes. Give it to them.
Well, my name is Kia Bennett. I'm a singer-songwriter from Richmond, Virginia. I went to the real HU. I had to say HU. And I'm also a teaching artist. I teach entrepreneurship 101, basic business for visual and performing artists to 18 to 25-year-olds. Yes. I'm an advocate, a music advocate, and that's also through, the Grammy program, because I'm a part of the Washington, D.C. chapter of the Recording Academy. And I work in the Music and Healing Arts program at Inova Sharp Cancer Institute and VCU Massey Cancer Center. And I started that because when my mother died. So I needed an outlet for me to heal while also healing others. So
Thank you, Kid. I appreciate that. I was about to get on you for the real HU thing, but then you threw your mama in there and saddened us out. So
listen,
now I'm not going to do it. Shout out to my baby, Ariana, my niece. She decided that she's going to Hampton today. That's why she's trying to chastise me out. But I'm not going to mess with her because her mama passed away. I'm not going to.
Listen, my mama would joke with you too. She'll be
hey,
okay? So it's all good.
That's like when you used to say, like, somebody might joan on you and then they say your mama, and then you be like, my mama dead, and now everybody feel bad. So that's what happened. So I'm not gonna do it.
Listen,
it's good to meet you. Ahrel, you up?
Oh, what a way to just bring me in on that one, huh?
Right.
Well, yeah, I'm Ahrel Lumzy. I'm a singer, songwriter, producer, drummer. I got my start with D'Angelo and the Vanguard. That's what most people know me from. Had the opportunity to sing on that record. And now I'm starting my own movement. It's called the Nostalgia Legacy Movement. And that's highlighting all the music that I was brought up on that I feel helped shape the culture of what we have now. And I feel there's a lot of youngins that don't know anything about that, the Motown era and things of that nature. All the genre, the styles, I'll say, that allow them to be where they are now, the freedom, So I want to spotlight that, and hopefully, like the old head say, put some paint where it ain't, So
ain't where it ain't, like that.
Yeah, that's pretty much my whole thing. I love to produce, I love to write, and it's just something I have to do. I feel like music is a part of our healing process. And a lot of us need to really tap into that and understand how that works. So that's what I'm here for.
Good to have you there, sir. We look forward to learning more about you as this interview goes by.
Thank you.
Justin.
Yes, sir. Is my computer and stuff lagging?
A little bit.
No?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Because mine is lagging on mine, but I'm Justin Williams. I'm the writer, director, producer. I don't have like a lot to say when it comes to who I am because I try not to get caught up in what I do and identify myself with what I do. But what I will say is I'm a devoted father. Uh, I'm an advocate for the youth in my community, and that's about that. That's who I am. What I do is secondary to the core of what I am. So I'm just here to talk about the industry and good stories, good storytelling.
Okay, that sounds great. And with that being said, I'm going to start with you. Since we're not here to talk about what you do, but who you are, answer this first question for me. As a filmmaker yourself, how do you approach your creations, particularly in how we as a people are viewed from your standpoint? As the man that you are, how do you incorporate the man that you are with how you depict who we as a society looks like?
I really don't. I really don't. And if I'm answering your question correctly, I don't really get caught up into how people see me because I only see me. I don't look outside of myself. Even when people have good things to say about me, I just let it roll off, my back like water. I don't get caught up into anything out of me. But internally, I check in and I make sure that I'm following what my soul resonates to. So as a film creator and things like that, I try to create from a real life perspective. I try to write exactly to what my life experiences are and share that with the world through my arts and film. If that answers.
Okay. I like that. So to follow up then, with that being said, and this is actually a question that I want all three of you to answer. As creators, whatever it is you're creating, whether music, whether film, whatever the case may be, how do you feel about the thin line between creation and appearance? And what I mean is, do you let how something will be perceived by the masses dictate, like, how do you feel about what the masses might think when you're creating? We know in cancel culture and all that other stuff, a lot of times it's like, oh, I don't want to do this, or I don't want to say this because this might happen. We joked about it with not getting canceled tonight, but how does that way of thinking, how do you all feel about that way of thinking when you're creating whatever it is that you're creating? We'll start with Kid. We'll go ladies first.
Okay, so I feel that you got to have boundaries. You have to have discernment. You have to know your audience. You have to know your lane. I also feel that, most people out here, they have gimmicks, right?
Yes.
Like the gimmick is to not have one. The gimmick is to not have one and be authentic in your creativity and knowing when and how to push the boundaries for you, because you're representing you. And you should not care about what other people have to say about your creative journey or your artistic journey, because guess what? There's someone out here who can relate to something that you're creating.
Ahrel?
Well, me personally, when I'm creating, I'm not thinking. I'll say that unless I'm creating a song with a particular artist in mind. If I'm trying to write for someone, then I might think about how somebody else perceive it. But other than that, my creative process is, once I create the music, I let the music tell me what to say. I step out of the way. And I feel like when I get in the way, then I'm not creating the proper art. When I'm trying to do something or I'm worried about, then I need to go sit down and go think do something else, because that's not true expression.
And,
Go ahead.
And I'm going to say, as far as musicians, and I know Ahrel can attest to this. When we make music for ourselves. We have to be okay with the music that we make first, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of 50-50 with it, because I know the music is for me, but at the same time, it's only for me while I'm creating. After I create it, it's not for me anymore. It's for somebody. Like I get whatever I was supposed to get out of it while I was creating it. And when I hear that playback, if them frequencies hit right, it's no different than like I'm pretty sure when you're making film, when those scenes hit perfect and it lines up just right, and it's just like you don't need to touch it no more, because if you mess with it, it's gonna take away from it. That's kind of how I am. Like when I hear that playback, you get that right point where like, no, don't change anything, don't change no ad libs, leave everything the way it is. And like I said, that's when that true expression comes out. And honestly, I feel the music is for the people anyway, so I feel.
Oh, we lost him. Okay, we'll come back to him. Justin, just to piggyback off something that he said though, I don't make it for other people. I make it for me, but once I've done, it's over. It's for you guys.
Right.
What's the correlation with that? They're talking from a music standpoint.
Right.
What's the correlation with that in film production?
I think it all correlates the same way. My belief is, though, I want to say this without sounding like a butthole. I unapologetically create based off of authenticity. I'm not worried about what nobody thinks. Because that's not my business. Art is subjective, and everybody's, you got some people who's gonna like it, some people who's gonna dislike it, and so all you can really do is focus on creating what the soul gives you, and that's my approach to film. You're never gonna have 100%, of hoorays and congratulations and stuff like that. So, like with Masquerade, we got 100% ratings, up until yesterday. Somebody just had to rate it 1 star, but they didn't give it a review. So I'm just like, where that comes from. It's just like nobody's gonna always agree with what you do. When I create, I try to consider what people are gonna feel to a certain extent, even the cast and crew, because some people could be triggered by certain things. Some people, if somebody's reading for something and they like, well, I don't necessarily agree with that, then you could potentially miss out on somebody being in a movie or being a part of it. But like I said, at the end of the day, my approach to this industry is I'm not trying to be rich from it. I'm not trying to gain fame from it. That's not what I'm in it for. So my approach to it is totally different. I'm not trying to use the industry to leverage any type of material desire I have, anything like that. I'm rich just from my family at home and stuff like that. So I've already obtained these things internally. Whatever happens externally is like it's out of my control. If I never make $1 from making films, I'm still gonna create because it's what I love to do. Mm-hmm. So I think when you have like an attitude about like trying to obtain things materialistic or get successful based off what other people's definition of success is, then you ultimately you give in to what everybody else wants you to be. So like I said, if I never make it in this, I'm already successful. I'm already a millionaire because my family loves me. I love, family and things like that. And that's it for me. I don't go to sleep worried about the opinions of others. I go to sleep worried about how I feel about me. And that's that.
Yep.
You know why I love that? Because from a creative standpoint, you're saying something that I used to say just about myself. I ain't no gangster or nothing or whatever, but I tell people all the time, I've been shot at And no, I mean, and I don't say that braggingly. Like I've been shot at, Bama squeeze the trigger and it jammed. I've been cut. I got a couple slits. Like, you know what I'm saying? That this makes it sound like I'm a problem, but this is more of an attitude problem that just gets me in trouble sometimes. But I'm saying that to say I'm not supposed to be here. So I tell people all the time, like, I'm from Washington, D.C. I have 2 sons, and like I've made 6 figures working on a job coming from the ghetto. So if nothing else happened, I have made it. I won, as you said. So hearing you say that, I really resonate with that. Yeah, we'll just going back to because that could take us somewhere. We're gonna go back. I want everybody to be thinking about this, but I will start with Ahrel since he just joined us. Welcome back.
Can I say this to add to that point? And
go for it.
So it's one of those things when you understand and you accept that nothing leaves this earth with you, and we all have a purpose and we all have things we came here to do. Belief, nothing is supposed to get in the way of your mission on earth. And if that's my whole mission is to serve others through my gifts and my talents. And the moment it is like contaminated with what other feels about me or the materialistic thing, then I could be potentially ruining what God has planned for me on the other side of this journey. And I don't want to pay that price.
Amen. Oh, Brother Justin is about to take us to church, y'all. About to take us to church.
No, but I got you.
Hey, Ahrel, just going back to that, going back to the gifts. I love how y'all just bouncing off each other and just going back to the gifts. When did you first realize that you had the gifts that you had?
I knew I had a gift for music at a young age. I started playing drums at 4. I knew I could sing, but I hated singing.
You hated?
I hated singing. All I wanted to do was play the drums. My father used to make me sing. You know how it was back in the day. It'd be you, your mother, father, and all your sisters and brothers, and y'all stand up in front of the church singing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he was trying to get his Joe Jackson on. Okay.
It wasn't no time. My dad used to pop me upside the head if I was singing. It's my grandfather's church, so everybody looking at me, I gotta go ahead and do it. But I'll say maybe teenage years, I started realizing like, oh wait, my voice gonna sound like my dad's. Okay, all right, maybe I can get into this a little bit. And ironically, I'll say around the same time Brown Sugar came out and all that stuff, me and my cousins and my brother, we were really starting to get into, homing our crafts, if you will. I was still locking in on the drums. My cousin was on keyboard, and we knew we had a good blend together. So I started just developing that more, and it was kind of like a competition. Me and my cousins, we were trying to, level up to each other every summer when we see each other. Oh, I could play this on keys. All right, I could play this beat on the drums. But it wasn't until I started really writing. My early adulthood, I'll say 18, 19, I started really writing. And that's when I realized I had something. My grandmother was a writer. My father wrote songs, things like that. So I felt like that gift was passed down to me. And I really started exploring different styles of writing. I don't have any set genre that I just love this. I like all music. So it made me think a little different as far as my writing. And I started realizing like, I think I can really put some words together that can really make some sense that can resonate with people. And once I start getting that response back, then I start realizing like, oh, okay, I might be onto something here. And the more enlightened I got spiritually, the more it affected my writing. And then that started letting me see. I was like, oh yeah, like Justin said, it's not for me. This is my gift for the people. So it made me change my whole viewpoint of why I was writing this music, why I was writing these songs, and that's when I started really taking my gift more serious, because I knew I had to get this stuff out, because if it was helping me to write it, I know it got to help somebody else to listen to it, you know. So that's what really made it stand out for me. Oh yeah, because I look glossy on this one.
All right, I'm gonna go 3 seconds. 3, 2.
Okay.
Kia,
Yes.
can you tell me about, or tell me the time, when did you start? I don't know what came first. Was it the songwriting? Was it the singing? Whichever came first. How old were you when you knew, oh, this might be something?
Okay. Well, I think I was 7 or 8. And, you know, I grew up in the church and I had my first solo. Sign me up for the Christian Jubilee. And it was a little quartet. Me, my sister, and 2 more little girls. Yeah, 2 more little girls for the it was 4 of us. And we sang. I was the alto, and then each of us had a solo. I was like, okay, because I wasn't the singer either. My sister was the singer. She was the one that had all the solos. I was in the choir because my mama was like, you need to be doing something. Or either be an usher or you're gonna be in the choir. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna be in the choir. And so it felt good, right? So then I got to high school and I had a girl group called For Pleasure, and we would win all the talent shows.
For Pleasure.
And in Richmond, that's how we met D'Angelo. We ended up singing background for him at the beginning of Brown Sugar for a promo college tour.
Hold on.
Yeah, I started looking. Is that the number 4 or the
For
word?
Pleasure, Pleazure.
Yeah.
So that's how we met D'Angelo. Because he was in the,
wait, you gotta stop.
what?
I did not
Pause. Tracy, pause it.
I did not know you were part of that.
Yeah.
I remember y'all.
Yeah. So it was I moved.
Tracy. You gonna stop. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Justin, real quickly, going back to the movies for a second. Before we actually delve into Masquerade, how does one decide, I want to get into movies, I want to write films, how did you decide you want to do that? Where did that come from?
Yeah, so for me, I don't have like the background, you know, like they spoke of as far as like their upbringing, you know, being in the church or anything like that. My mother worked a lot, so I was pretty much like an outside kid on the go, just get into whatever I could as a kid. Middle school, high school, I was a football guy, played football, excelled, went off to college, played, and then I ended up having my first son when I was 19. And so around that time when Instagram was starting with their video thing, I actually had caught that wave when they first started making videos, and I was trying to get into the comedy thing through the Instagram videos. And my son's mother, she had told me that I would never get paid from doing that, and I needed to focus on being a father. And it discouraged me. Right. But I thank her for that because I'm a great father. Still to this day, my son is with me. He's 12 years old now, and I wouldn't trade that for anything. So at the time, I ended up dropping it all. I didn't want to have anything to do with it anymore. And then probably a couple years after that, I started to see people I knew like messing around with the camera and making films and stuff like that. And I knew I had a natural like gift and talent for it. And so I started this Facebook series called Unlawful Matrimony. And every week we would post an episode. I was getting like 8,000 to 10,000 views just on Facebook, like each video. And my community was like heavily behind it. And so when I finished with that series on Facebook, then I started to research how to write scripts and get off into it. And then I made my first movie in 2020. It was called Deception. And from that point, I just ran with it. And Masquerade is like my second film, But if you go back and watch the first one to this one, a lot of people give me credit based off like the growth and how I went from this to that. And like I said, I tell people all the time, like I didn't go looking for it. Like it literally found me. And through my journey of like self-discovery and on the spiritual journey and things like that, truly when you tap in with, with the source, everything is revealed to you if you can sit down long enough and, listen to your heart. And, I don't like sound like cliche and stuff like that, but that's what's real for me. There was nothing outside of me that said, go and do this. It's like I heard a loud voice from inside that said, that is the path for you. And, you might want to get started on it right now. And I ran with it. Point.
I don't know. It sounded more like an outside voice with your son's mother.
Oh, well, yeah. And I ain't even trying to give her that credit on this interview like that.
Nah, I know.
But that's what truly like it shifted my I guess my thought process and the way I was supposed to go with it, because I feel like if I would have just stuck to the videos on Instagram, well, then I don't think I would have been as impactful as I am now. I think it would have just been something funny to do. But now I'm trying to reach, an audience of people who need healing. Like I think like I am a advocate for like healing adults and even the youth. And that's what it is for me.
Honestly, it sounds like evolution. And that's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, 100%.
I did this. I started with this, got a little motion, and it's just like, I got some motion, but I could be doing more. So now I'm doing the research, and then I do this. It just sounds like general evolution, and going right into that. Tell us about Masquerade. Tell us where the thought came. You kind of touched on it, but like dive in. Tell us where it came from. What were you thinking? What was your purpose in making it? Give it to us.
So in short, for those that don't know anything about Masquerade and haven't watched it yet, it's about a kid who lacks in the look departments, but he's everything any woman would want internally. And so what he ends up doing is creating a catfish profile, and he ends up in a relationship with two girls at his school. But what he does, one being his best friend and one being his love interest. And what he doesn't realize is the guy he's pretending as, his father loses his job as a music exec, and they have to downsize, and they end up moving to the same city and state as this kid. And now this guy begins to attend the same school as him. So what do you do when the person you pretending to be walks in the same classroom as you? It's like, hey, do I get him to come on board with this and maintain my relationship with these girls, or do I just let it all blow up on him? And he wasn't willing to risk those relationships with those girls. So to get into the, how I came up with the story, I was actually catfished in like 2015. This was like before we
real life.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
This was like when the internet really got going, and we hadn't even like knew anything about catfish. I didn't even think people could do something like that at the time. And so I had been in this relationship with this girl for like 4 months, talking every night. Man, it was like extremely like serious. Like it was serious. And one time I posted it on my Instagram, and I had a friend reach out to me and tell me like, hey man, that's a catfish. And I'm like, I'm blown by it because I'm in Utah at the time and she's in my hometown. And I'm like, okay, let me investigate it more. I'll be back in town, next week. And so I never told her I heard about it. But when I got home, she told me she was at a certain spot, and I pulled up to the place, and I just called her phone, and the girl that, I suspected to be her answered the phone. And I was crushed. Like when I said I was trying to heal from a heartbreak that wasn't really, it was real. It was very real. What I felt was real, but society says that a person has to have a certain look for them to meet a certain standard and stuff like that. And I do believe that if that stigma wasn't in the world, then potentially that could have been something, because like I say, had the appearance thing that came into play, I was in love with that girl. And even after that happened, I still wanted to talk to her. I still like desired her, like everything. It was just like she broke my trust, right?
Yeah.
And this was a girl that liked me in school. She just never had the, she could never find it in herself to come and approach me. And so what ended up happening is she showed up to the movie set every day as a background extra. And I had learned to forgive her in that moment through film and Masquerade.
Wow.
And I didn't block her out or anything. Like I let her be a part of the movie. Like definitely.
That's dope.
You fell in love with an IG model?
Yeah.
Oh.
I started to mess with you until you finished telling the story, because I was gonna say, when you pulled up, it was an 85-year-old woman she was talking.
Yeah, man.
That's a dope premise.
She got me.
I'm not gonna lie, it makes me like I'm gonna watch this joint when we
I probably was in so deep, man. She might have got my social security number at the time or something like that. Like I was all the way in, man.
I saw the trailer. It was good.
I appreciate it.
You know how that ties back into things what we were talking about earlier when we were talking about what you make something for.
Yeah.
And the premise was I do it for myself. And you literally took a real life situation that is painful. Like it's almost like your therapy. It's just like, let me get this. And like Ahrel said, I'm doing it for me, and then once it's done, y'all got it. I'm done with what I got from it, and it sounds like that's what happened.
Yeah, because I didn't realize at the time that I was struggling with an identity like crisis in terms of trying to figure out who I was, because once football ended, when I got the call that I was having a son, everything stops for me. I'm going home and be a father. But now who am I without the sport? Who am I without the cheering and everything that's going on that I have built my life on, which is the ego. And, there's some healthy parts of the ego and there's some really bad parts about it. And I didn't want to suffer from the bad parts about it. Like, who am I when I'm sitting alone? Can I even sit with that person and, put expectation on other people to want to be, a part of what I have if I don't even, cherish who I am. So my whole journey in that thing was to just really like find me and be true to what I was. And now I will say, like, I don't think that, I'm preaching, do what makes you happy, do what, feels good to you. But I don't think I would have ever like entertained that relationship past, the catfish thing. Like, yeah, it was real feelings and stuff like that, but I think that's like the biggest like betrayal in the world. Like,
it is.
It was hard for me to speak to her like on set and everything too, like because this movie is about what you did to me, like so.
Right.
Yeah. You're good. That's a good man, Savannah. Let me tell you.
To help you write.
Hey, I'd be like, security, get her offset that.
Nah, you should have kept her, because now she could give you the other side. Like, okay, you could create a scene based off of what she was really doing.
She doesn't even like talking about it because she's still trying to find her identity. And
that could be the sequel though. Like other end.
I've actually thought about doing a Masquerade too, which would be their freshman year in college and stuff like that. But I just haven't. I'm trying to work on some other things, like show, people how versatile I can be as far as like writing other genres of movies and things like that.
Okay. Kia, going off of that, it doesn't have to be sad or like that intense unless you want it to be. But have you gone through something and created art out of it? And one, what did that do to you? And two, how successful or not was it from the masses standpoint?
I have not done that yet. I have not created
no
it.
personal. Okay.
No, I haven't. Listen, I don't even have an album. I'm 50 years old. I'm working on my first album. Like, I've been doing all this wonderful, successful things without an album. So
That's
this is crazy. I'm saying this because I have not put any of this stuff out yet. And I'm still in the creative process, trying to be vulnerable, trying to be real, trying not to offend people with what I create. But at the same time, I know the other people have gone through what I have gone through. I'm kind of embarrassed about the things I want to write about, but I know it's real and I know it's true. So I don't know yet until these songs are finished, until they're published. But I got some real deal things that I'm ashamed of, but I know it's real.
Are you ashamed from the standpoint that you did or went through these things, or are you ashamed from the standpoint that the listeners may be
I'm not worried about reaction? I'm not worried about the listeners, because we listen to music every day that people get put in situations and then I judge because it's a song.
Yeah.
But this is my real life. This is my real life. I've done some things I didn't think that I would do because I just didn't think it would ever happen this way. But I have to write about it.
Amen. Okay. All right. Ahrel, same question. Ahrel, same question.
Actually, yeah. Everything. Most of the time, I'll say 85% of everything I write is coming from something personal. Whether it's just my relationships over the years or my relationship now with my wife, what I'm going through, things with my kids, meeting weird and shady people in this business, that's really where all of my writing come from anyway. I started writing to get rid of some things, so I don't know how to write other than being personal, making it feel real, because I feel like people, they can appreciate the versatility in me, but I think I get a better reaction from the people when it's something that they can feel, something like, oh, I was going through that. I actually, and I'll be brief, I had a friend at the show I did in Richmond just recently. I had a friend I grew up with. He came over to me with tears. Kept saying, he was like, man, just listening to the songs reminded me of us back in the day. He literally lived across the street from me, and I didn't know he was going through a lot of different things. I don't want to put his business out, but he was going through a lot of trauma at home. I'll just say that. And he was telling me how, like, man, just listen to them songs, and the songs had nothing to do with anything like that will be pushed to be therapeutic for anyone. It was just talking about love and relationship. But he came to me like, man, I don't know why, but it brought up all those emotions, and like, man, I'm just glad I was able to come out. So I feel like it's necessary to keep that authenticity and that personal feeling. So.
If I listen to that, just my interpretation of it, like you said, it wasn't anything therapeutic. I think
purposely
for him, I think for him, it was just, I know this person like up close and personal, like I've seen it. And so maybe it's just where we come from. You did this, and we come from this. Maybe it was just more of an amazement aspect. Just something to think about.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a mixed bag of those things.
Okay. We before we head out, we're gonna get a little light because it's been a little bit heavy. So I forget which podcast it was. It was a sports one, but from the sports standpoint, they always say, what was your welcome to the league moment? In this instance, because you guys are artists, I want to know, when did you, whatever it was, a performance, you wrote something, whatever the case may be, when did you do something and you was like, I'm that, like I'm him, I'm her? Like, starting with you, kid, like you did a performance or something, you was like, yo, I'm the real deal. Tell me about that moment.
So it's two moments. The first time I ever had a show in DC, at Bohemian Caverns before it closed. Oh, Bohemian Caverns, yeah.
She is taking us back. I'm sorry.
Yeah, 2016, my first show ever was sold out, and I made money from it, right? And I was like, oh my God, I can make money doing this, like, you know. And so then after that, I was so bold. I was like, okay, let me book a show at Blues Alley. If anybody knows that Blues Alley is a premier jazz, like a famous jazz club in DC.
Yeah.
And that was sold out. And I was like, I don't even know these people. And it's crazy because I had so much support. And I was like, 2 shows sold out, right? And that was the first, that was another place that showed me that I could really make money. And I really made money from Blues Alley. So I just continued. I was like, okay, well, this is what I'm doing, right? And I just kept on just selling out shows and stuff. So I'm like, okay, God, is this what you want me to do? This is what I'm doing. It's fun, right? So then recently, being a collaborator on the Grammy-winning album Words for Days by Mad Skills. He just got the Grammy, and I'm on this album singing Tuesday's Thoughts, and I'm like, okay, this is crazy. But let me tell you what's crazy about that. A lot of people that I wanted to work with before don't answer my emails, don't answer my phone calls. Now they hollering now because they see I got this Grammy with Mad Skills. It takes somebody else to validate me in order for you to work with me now. I don't like that. So now I'm kind of like, oh, okay, you know, I want to work with you, but you don't want to work with me until I got to this little level right here. That's not you know what I'm saying?
That's an opportunist.
Side note, I think it was Issa Rae. She talked about it once years ago. I saw an interview and she was talking about everybody's always looking up. Like when if you're a creator or you want to make a movie or something. And I think she used Tyler Perry. She's just like, if I could get next to Tyler Perry, like if I could like just get in the room with her. She said people are always looking up and they miss so many opportunities. She was like, I did stuff right here with these people that I was with, and now look at us today. But if I just focused on, if I could speak with Tyler, she's like, you thinking about an opportunity that may never come, as opposed to making your opportunity, creating something fabulous, and then it's going to get there. That's what we just got to do. Grammy Award-winning collaborators.
But see, this is what I'm saying. So, but some of these people were just on my same level. People that I've admired, friends that I know, you know, they didn't take me serious until they saw somebody else that they look up to take me serious. So, you know, that person that, you know, that they looked up to validated me for them. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I go.
Yeah. Justin, yes, I don't know how that works with writing, producing movies, but what was your moment? We're closing out with this question, but what was your moment? You wrote something or you gave somebody a script and they went crazy, whatever the case may be. What was your moment where you was like, oh, I'm really him. Like, I'm that dude.
So I've always known that. No matter,
my man, side note.
I was saying, like, no matter what I like put my hands on, like I have favor, bro. Like I can't explain it. Like the favor I have on my life is like I can't get anything wrong unless I choose to be wrong about it. And so even when people read the script, they going crazy. When they found out, you know, the budget from where I'm from was, you know, what it was. Everybody like, oh, how you pull that off? Like just everything dealing with Masquerade was validating for me. But I just got my validation probably like last week that really lets me know I'm right where I'm supposed to be, because I got invited out to New York for the 25th for the opening Broadway plays. You know, I don't know if y'all know anything about theater and, you know, things like that, but this is the biggest night for the openings. An actual producer from the show invited me to come be a part of that scenery. And I'm like, man, like this is crazy. You know, and she let me know that, you know, Taraji P. Henson is in the play Cedric the Entertainer. Mm-hmm. There's a high expectation for Tyler Perry to be there that night and stuff like that. And she's like, you're gonna be in these rooms. She's like, I can't make you drink the water, you know that whole saying, but you know, I can get you in the room with them. And you know, from that point, it's on you to make it happen. And so coming from where I come from, this is like unheard of, and I'm actually like living in that him moment like right now. And I don't fly, so I'm like building this whole itinerary to drive to New York like next week, and it's like 24-hour drive.
Let me tell you how great that is. Being in the room is important. And what I think, like going back to what we just talked about, if I could get the Tyler,
Yeah.
Sometimes it's legit just being in the room. I think we get these opportunities, or we hope for these opportunities, and it's just like, oh, when I get there, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. Sometimes being in the room is okay. And what I mean by that is, like we talked about with your friend, you said he was across the street. Y'all essentially come from the same place, and he sees what you've done. To him, it's just like, oh, you came from the same place that I am. And being in the room, as I'm saying it, it's like these people are Hollywood or elite or New York and this and that, and I'm from this place. So just the fact that I am in the room with these people lets me know, one, I'm doing something right. Two, if nobody in the room speaks to me, I made it in the room based off of what I've already done. So now, if my mind is operating properly, now the next thing is, what can I do to elevate this, get to the point? So, okay, today I'm in the room. Next time I come here, someone gonna be like, Justin, hey, how you doing? Oh, we got to get together. Ahrel, man, I love that, man. Let's work, whatever the case. And we know the industry says let's work, and sometimes it's talk, but just being in that room is enough, in my opinion, if nobody else speaks to you. So I love that for you. I'm really excited to see what's going to come out of that. Just being in the room is great.
I'm not going like with the idea to be fanned out or try to go sell, anything.
Straight up.
I'm going as me. I'm not, even if I bumped into him, I have no intention on, hey, I'm just with none of that. Like,
no. Oh, I'm sorry, because I didn't mean it like that.
I'm saying for me, like, I'm just as important as you are. The world is
and that's the point I wanted to highlight. Hey,
the world here, caught up.
It's me too, not just you. That's what I was. Yeah.
So I'm like, the world just hasn't caught up with what I already know. So if I don't say anything to nobody that night, one day they'll look back and say, man, I think I've seen him before. And I'll be okay with that.
Yeah. They're going to be on the podcast talking about like, hey, man, I remember this night in New York, we was there, and I wanted to say something to you. I did. Like, it's going to come out like that or whatever. So that's exciting. Yeah. Ahrel, come on, take us home. That moment, you sang, you performed, you wrote something, whatever the case may be, it's just like, oh, I'm that dude. I'm that dude. What was that moment for you?
It was a couple. There was a few moments that really think that, but I'm kind of like what Justin said, to a degree. I wasn't always confident vocally. You know what I mean? Like I said, once I started writing, I knew I had a good pen. And I knew I had an art for making music. But as a vocalist, I'll say once I met met D. Once I met him, and I say that might have been 2008, me and him met, and we put together a gospel group, and we were rehearsing in my house a bunch of times, like for most of the time. And I think one rehearsal, we were doing a song that my aunt sang, and one of my aunts had passed away. That was the lead singer of the group. Wow. And I hadn't listened to any of their music. I refused to, to let that come in. So we were practicing for the show, and I decided, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna sing this song. So I put my towel over my head, and nobody knows. I'm just under there singing and crying. And I just happened to get it together, pull the towel up, and D just looking at me like, he just watching. His eyes is locked in on me. And I'm thinking, I'm like, what the hell is he looking at me like that for? I think the next rehearsal did the same thing. We're at my church rehearsing, and I'm just like, why does this dude keep looking at me? He's looking at me crazy. He got the weirdest look. Then he tell my friend, yo, let me give him a ride home. Let me give him a ride home. And he was just like, yo, I see where you're trying to go. Just let me help you. And I'm just looking, you hear stuff about the industry and all this stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, we'll see. I'm like, yeah. But it was that moment when I saw that he respected me as a vocalist, and when it comes from somebody that you look up to, it means a lot. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't want to get arrogant with it, but as our friendship developed and you come around the house, we sitting and listening to music, we find out like, oh, we got a lot of the same influences. Al Green, Felipe Wynn, from the Spinners,
Nice.
and they got the booger sound, we call it. And you know what I mean, that and our voices kind of match like that. So we going back and forth singing, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I can kind of hang with this dude a little bit. You know what I mean? And I'm doing stuff, and he looked like, yo, do that again, do that again. And he was like, I think he said something to me like, you got that ish. I'm like, what? Man, you did. And what are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, but you got that. And I'm like, what is he talking about? And it wasn't until maybe a month ago, a friend of mine out here in Houston was telling me like, man, I don't know why I need to tell you this, but you don't see yourself. And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, you don't see yourself the way everybody else see you. And I speak of him. He's my go-to. If I need a keyboardist, I'm going to him. He's one of them guys. He just be sitting talking, and he just, oh yeah, so going all over the place. And he's like, man, do you not know when I first met you, I was fanned out. And I'm like, what? Over me? And he's like, yeah. Like, I let you. I had sent you a track, and you never responded to it, and I was all hurt. And I'm thinking to myself, you older than me. Like how you fanned out, but he was right. We don't see people or see ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it, like I said, I try not to get arrogant about it, but it also lets me see. It just confirms like, I'm an '80s baby, so I got knowledge of self. You know what I mean? And I always looked at that and like, okay, I got to take that. So take that with a grain of salt. I know we call ourselves gods and goddesses.
Yeah.
And I believe that 100%. But at the same time, I know I'm not the supreme creator, and I know I got faults, and that we all got room to grow. But it let me know that I was on a certain level, even before I knew I was on that level.
Mm-hmm.
And being around certain people in certain rooms and getting recognition, Anthony Hamilton, all these different people that I see growing up, I'm like, okay, they can sing, and some of them I thought I already sang better than, but they got something that I don't have, and that's that extra little it factor that got them to be in that room that they, like you said, and got them the notoriety that they have. But once I get around those people and I hear them, yeah, I hear you over there, bass man. I'm like,
yeah.
They watching me.
Yeah.
I put out a song on just on YouTube. The next day, he called me, yo, take that down. I'm like, why? And we going back and forth. I'm like, if you're not gonna give me a real reason why, he just kept telling me to take it down. I said, wait a minute, you think people gonna think it's you because our voices sound so similar, and it's just little stuff like that. My wife kept saying he wouldn't say nothing if it didn't sound good.
Yeah.
If it sound good, and he knew people might think it was him. You know what I mean? He wouldn't have said anything, and I'm just like, why are they checking for me? I always looked at it like,
it's him.
That's what I had to come to understand. I'm like, okay, let me just keep that back here, but not try to put it up front. You know what I mean? And I'll go to it when I need to. Almost like playing sports. You know what I mean? I'm a basketball player, so I know, like, look, if I'm in my bag, ain't nothing nobody can do. If I'm in shape, I put like that. Minus all the knee injuries and back injuries because I'm old now. But if I'm in shape, it ain't nothing nobody can do to stop me. And I feel that same way musically. When I'm in good music shape, when in that rehearsal room and we going at it, you know, those type of things. I don't feel nobody can outdo me being me.
Mm.
And that uniqueness that we all have, I learned to respect that out of all of us. And now, you know, and I always reference him, but just being out there with D taught me to learn to accept that God that we got in us and learn how to turn it on when we need to.
Yeah.
So just being out there and seeing how them crowds were reacting, and not just to him, it's times he wasn't on stage and we going and that crowd's rocking with us. And I could, you know, Kia, I know you've had this happen where you can, they might not know they can that you can see them in the crowd, and and you see somebody just locked in, and they grooving with you. Everything that you do, they right there, and they're like, oh, this is something, you know what I mean? And but it comes with a great responsibility, you know. I guess that's, you know, some of the things. It's not just one moment, but those moments make it all come together and then start realizing, like, slowly but surely. And I still have a lot of insecurities with it.
Okay, guess what? Those insecurities probably keep you going. It's just like, because you gotta create or do the thing that's gonna like completely break those things. And so it's kind of a motivator, I guess. It's just like, man, I could do better, or I know I'm better than this. So it's just like that insecurity is just like, man, let me try this, or let me write this, or whatever. I'm sorry. You all have this has been great. This has been great conversation. I'm not going to keep you here much longer. We're going to get out of here. Before we get out, everybody, we'll start with Kia. Y'all just give y'all socials, or, you know, how the people can find you. If you have something coming up, a show, whatever the case may be that you want to promote, here's your chance. Just tell the people what you got coming up and how they can find you.
All right. My name is Kia Bennett. You can find me on Instagram, Enchantress76. That's ENCHANTRESS76. That's where I post everything on my shows. My next big show is in DC at Blues Alley, July 21st. So if you in DC, Maryland, DC, or Virginia, come through July 21st at Blues Alley.
I'm gonna be there.
Yes, come see me.
I'm coming to see you. I just want you to know.
Yeah.
Ahrel?
And thank you so much.
I'm sorry.
For being on the show today. For allowing me.
I'm coming to see you, Blues Alley, in July.
Okay.
Ahrel?
Okay, I'm Ahrel Lumzy. You can kind of see it there. It's AHREL LUMZY. It's official on all social media. I don't have any shows coming up right now, but I am dropping a new album maybe by the summertime. But I'm dropping singles every 2 weeks. So you making that face, Kia?
I want to hear.
Got so much stuff. I'm tired of hearing my own music. I gotta get.
I want to hear.
Oh, because you know me and Ahrel doing a song together.
Listen.
I'm gonna send y'all a song that I got. So before we end this, I am in no way. I tell people all the time, I'm not trying to be an artist or anything like that. But I come from 80s baby. Like, I come from that era, and I think I could do stuff. That era. He from the area. You know, he from DC. That era. I come from that era where it's just like sometimes I want to like do stuff. So I got like 2 songs on streaming platforms, but I just do it. It's strictly for fun. It's therapeutic. It doesn't happen often. It's just like, oh, I feel inspired and I do something. So I'm going to sing y'all my song. I just want to know what the pros think of that. Justin, tell the people how they can find you, what you got coming up next.
So on Instagram is Justin Williams Official. I'm on Facebook, just my name, Justin Williams. Other than that, I don't have many platforms, just those 2. What's next for me is I'm working on a documentary, a really good documentary right now, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, go check out Masquerade. It's on Amazon Prime. It's only $2.99 to rent and $10 to buy.
I'm gonna do this as I close out. Let's make Justin feel like he that dude. He already feel like he that dude. He is not shaking in the confidence department, but let's make Ray spike tonight. Everybody go on Amazon Prime. Everybody got Amazon because y'all be ordering. Every neighborhood got packages from Amazon every day of the week. So I need everybody to go on Amazon Prime tonight. I am going to do it tonight. I'm gonna
let me know what you think
about it. But everybody go. We said rent is $2.99 or buy it for $10. Go. Let's make Masquerade spike today, this weekend. Everybody go on Amazon Prime. Get Masquerade. Let's make that number spike for him. All right? Can we do that?
Yeah.
I'm with that. I'm talking to the people too that's watching this. People at home, Masquerade on Amazon Prime. $2.99 to rent, $10 to purchase. We're gonna make them numbers spike for Justin. With that said, I am your host, Marcus, and this is The Culture Connects, brought to you by Culture Shifts Media. And we look forward to seeing you next time. Tune in next
Thank you.